Pleasant good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's 11 a.m. 11 a.m. AST here in Barbados. And it is a beautiful, beautiful morning. I'm here having my cup of tea. I know it's late. It's pretty late. So, I'm now having my there's a turmeric, and I have in here some ginger, some bay leaf. So bay leaf, ginger, and turmeric. That's my tea this morning. Really, really good. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And got up fairly early this morning again. I've been getting up all week early, and I went out in the garden and start cutting my callaloo. As you know, I'm selling my callaloo. Guys, I'm selling callaloo. I'm I'm now the callaloo lady, but I'm selling callaloo, and you can always WhatsApp me, message me if you want a bag of callaloo. That's if you're in Barbados, right? Callaloo is really, really delicious. I find it's a little even more delicious than spinach. Yeah. Hey, Antonio. Hi, Antonio Giddens. How are you? Good to see you. Well, in this time we have to say see you. Antonio, great, Antonia. Please share. I'm hoping that we have our guests get to come on this morning, but it's going to be a great morning. But Antonia, I was telling you about my callaloo, right? So I have callaloo that I cut in, and I wash and I chop up and bag it up and sell it, because I started off with one bed of callaloo, like literally one bed of callaloo, and now I have, it seemed to me like a callaloo farm. I have about 10 beds of callaloo. Hey, Nehemiah, I'm telling them that I'm turning a farmer. I'm turning into a farmer. So I have about 10 beds of callaloo, and for the past probably 4 or 5 weeks, I've been selling callaloo, and people have been calling, getting their bags of callaloo, and telling me how it's a lot of callaloo in the bag, because I really I want to make sure that we're healthy and we're eating healthy. And my callaloo, I don't put any fertilizer. Yes, Nehemiah, I'm doing callaloo. And I don't put any fertilizer on it, right? And I don't put any pesticides on it. It's really tempting, because you see all of this, the little butterflies and caterpillars, they start to come and eat. And but no, I'm sticking to it. So I got my neem leaves and all that stuff. Everything organic is what I'm using on my callaloo. And if you have ideas on what I can do, you can let me know. But my callaloo, yes, it's coming up really nice, really nice. Say hi, Jacqueline. It's coming up really, really nice, Nehemiah, and I'm enjoying it actually. So this evening we go out, we water them twice a day, because callaloo, they love water. They love a lot of water, and it's very nutritious. I'm trying to get the Bajans into it, and I two persons contacted me this week and said, "Listen, I'm now a callaloo fan." Another one, she said, "I didn't realize it was so good." Yeah. So somebody's calling me and not realizing that I'm on. Hey, Isis, how are you doing? How are you doing? Guys, I'm gonna put it was so great, Isis, to hear you have you in the chat the other day, and have you sharing. Yeah, so I'm gonna put it in there again. Now I'm supposed to have two former wards from GIS coming on this morning, and I'm really hoping they don't get cold feet on me. I'm really hoping not. So but guys, guess what? I've just put the link in there again, and for us to come in and to talk. And while I'm waiting on them to join, Isis, Nehemiah, Jackie, Jacqueline, Aline, all of those warriors who are watching me this morning. We want to, we've been highlighting all that is happening at GIS. And, only this weekend, yesterday or day before, I've been made aware of some of the former wards who are going through a hard time. some of them difficulty finding where to live, a place to live, work, because you must remember that this is part of their record. And so, morning, Jackie. A lot of people, a lot of them, when they leave the GIS, guys, it becomes difficult for them to find work and to be able to get back in society. Some of them, I've been contacted for, in terms of education, CXCs, and so on. And I'm going to be working with some of them come September. But Andrea, Aline, hi, Andrea, hi, Warrior. As we're listening today, guys, I want us to begin to put our heads together. And I know we're not all in one place, but one thing I know is that we all have the same thing, the same objective. And the objective is to help these young ladies and these young men. And so I'm not, and what I'm asking you to do is what I'm doing. It's a daily thing for me. And so I want us to make this into a little think tank, guys. This morning, as I wait on the ladies to come on, Andrea, Jackie, Isis, Nehemiah, Antonio, and anybody else who's watching who might not want your name to be seen, but or people to know that, yeah, well, good morning to everybody is what I'm saying, and I would love for you to get involved in the conversation. I remember a couple of weeks ago we had a show like this, and it was out of there that somebody came up with this walk on Mother's Day. Who remember that? It was on the show. And who was on the show when the idea came? The idea came for a walk on Mother's Day, and I believe a walk. So let's talk about it. It was a walk. Somebody said a walk, and then somebody else said Mother's Day, and then somebody said let it be a prayer walk, right? And it happened. It happened, and we're not even in the same place. So I believe that we can have a constructive discussion today. And for those of you who want to come into the studio to join me in this positive discussion, while I wait on the ladies. Hi, Michelle. Michelle was part of that as well. Yeah, if you have any ideas, how can we tangibly, practically help these ladies? I know that there is something happening this weekend where there's one particular young lady whom they are really, really trying to help. And so if there is any I'm checking my phone to see if there's any information has come in as to how we can help to donate towards these girls, these ladies, and these young men. Then we will take whatever support you can give. All right, so if you want to come in, or if you have ideas, what are the ideas out there? How can we truly help them? Especially, I'm getting to meet, Isis, a lot of the young ladies who were former wards, but sometimes it's difficult for them to find a job. What are some ideas? Anybody has ideas? Some of them need places to live, practical help. They have children. They need stuff for their children. There are practical ways. How can we practically help these young ladies? Michelle, any ideas there? I'm looking here at my phone because I know that there's some plans afoot, and I want to be able to tell you what these plans are. Yeah. And I'm also calling the young ladies to see if they're going to be still coming on. I was contacted this morning, and they told me that they were. So I'm really hi. I'm actually on the show right now and letting the people know that I'm waiting on you to come on.
Oh, okay, no problem. I will come on in 7 minutes. I have a little problem, a little Wi-Fi connection problem, but I will call you back.
Yes, okay, no problem. Okay, so that's one of the wards from former wards, and she's going to be coming on. She said she's having some issues with her Wi-Fi, and she'll be on, she says, in about 7 minutes. So let's wait on them because I want to hear from them. Guys, I when I come on here, Michelle, I am not here because I have nothing else to do. I'm not doing the show because I'm being paid. I want real answers. You see how we came on and the idea was about the spur walk and it happened? Huh? I guarantee you guys, there's so much that we can do. I see Emmanuel is also doing it on his show, Politically Incorrect. Do you think that Emmanuel is paid for his shows? He's not paid for his shows. Come on. We come on and we want to help people. And this is a way that we can help people. And you can help us to help people because we can do it together. All right. So it's a togetherness, right? So we are working together and you come up with the idea. So Michelle has an idea here. So let's try to let's flesh this out. Michelle is saying we need to put together a program for skills training. So Michelle, what kind of skills? What kind of skills? Because I'm sure, isn't there a youth program for skills training, or are you talking about the older ladies and men? So Michelle, what are you talking about? What kind of skills? And anybody else want to add to this idea that Michelle has about skills training? And how can we do this? Are we talking about like probably agriculture? Guys, anybody? Michelle is also saying that we need to do a prayer walk down to GIS. That's something that we can also look at. But let's go back to the skills training. I'm very interested in that as well. So anybody, what kind of skills? So Michelle, you're saying in office administration, carpentry, etc. Okay. So, Michelle, do you see them coming to one place to learn? Is it like a facility that they can come to learn, or they're part of a program somewhere where they live there and they're learning that? Uh, Okay, Andrea. No, Andrea, we're just talking. So you're saying, Andrea is saying, Michelle, teaching them to be self-employed. So you're saying teaching them to be entrepreneurs. Hmm. So I wonder if we can. Okay, so those are some of the skills that you're talking about, Andrea. Teaching them to be self-employed. What kind of business I mean, people, someone like them, some of these young ladies, they might not have a lot of skills. What kind of business can we encourage them to be in that would, at this time, would be lucrative? What's a good business idea, you think? Yes, Andrea. Okay, community centers can be used. Michelle is saying. Ah, Jackie Aline is saying, have we asked the young people what they are interested in doing? I like that question. I like that question because a lot of times, Jackie, what's happening, Miss Aline, is that we are planning around them and we're not dialoguing with them. That's interesting. So you're saying, so I can't wait for this one to come on, for them to come on today, because I think that is going to be helpful. I really, please pray that their Wi-Fi, one of them that's coming on, I know she's 18 years old, and I think that we're going to end up having a very good and meaningful conversation. Mm. So, Andrea, I need to make sure I'm catching these thoughts here, guys, because we're in a think tank this morning. We're not just doing a show, because listen, we have a lot of things to do, eh? And we come here because we're trying to solve problems. So, Andrea is saying, give them ideas and let them choose and then train them in those areas. Andrea is saying. So Andrea is saying, adding to what Jackie is saying, ask them what they want to do. And Andrea is saying, yes, ask them what to do, but we can give them some ideas and then they could choose. Now, I like this idea, Andrea, about the, entrepreneurship. But what is right now? What is the sector that we should really focus on with these girls? What sector? Some of you out there are business people who are watching. today? What sectors do you think that we could encourage them to get in and train them, to get into those areas? What sector of in terms of entrepreneurship? What type of business idea? What kind of innovation are we thinking of here? Again, I'm saying, guys, we're solving problems. The ladies are going to be joining. I was told they are having Wi-Fi issues. But we're chatting before they come, and let's have a meaningful Saturday morning conversation. And we're from different places. I know people we're watching from the UK, from Barbados, and from other Caribbean islands. So we need to support them after gaining these skills, right? So Andrea, in terms of entrepreneurship, right? Somebody said that idea, right? Somebody gave that idea. My question is, what area, what sector? Is it agriculture? Is it tourism? Is it manufacturing? What sector do you think it would be lucrative as at this moment? Is that's a great area to venture in terms of business. Any ideas out there for these ladies that we can? And these ideas, trust me, it's not going to stay here. It's not going to stay here. I know of various groups. I've spoken to about 2 this morning, and they are trying to come up with solutions. So, and as I tell you, Emmanuel from Politically Incorrect, he is doing an amazing amazing job in connecting and helping these young people. Michelle is saying marketing. You think marketing is a good idea for them? And Michelle is saying we can use the pavilions over the island, all over the island, to do the training. Yes, it's a lot of space. And when they've received the skills, that we don't just leave them and abandon them. Because it's one thing, somebody they need stuff for the baby supplies, and they need a home to live in, and so on. That's good. But what we're talking about today is about teaching them how to fish, right? We're about teaching them how to fish, trying to help them. So these are the ideas. Jana Price, Jana, is that Jana? I know Jana Price. I know your mommy too. Okay, so Jana is saying it's all sectors. We don't need to limit it. Okay, yes, all sectors. But I'm saying, Jana, there's some things that right now those are the sectors that they would be. It would be better for them to be in terms of business. It's better for them to venture into those sectors. Because some sectors might not be working right now. You take something like tourism. It's not that it's a bad thing, but at the moment, it's not the best thing for us in the region. So what is the most promising sector, right? Yeah. Real Isis says the girls have their own dreams, and once we know what those dreams are, then we assist in making it become a reality. Having computer skills is very important for the world of work. So what are the dreams? What are the dreams? What are the dreams? I love this. I don't know about you guys, but I am enjoying this, because this is positive. We know what the problem is. We're not going to be pretending like the minister that needs firing. We're not going to pretend like, our PR prime minister that jumps up and makes these statements and no follow-up. We're not going to be like that. We already know what the problems are that we're facing, and what we're doing is we're coming up with solutions. And so I don't care if it's not a lot of people on here today, because some people like to, when we are highlighting the problem. But I love this team that's on here today. I am loving this. Now look at what Real Isis says. The girls have their own dreams. Don't you like that, Jana? The girls have their own dreams, and once we know what those dreams are, then we assist them. Hey, oh, I love it. Ah, Jana says most are creatives. That's what I found, Jana, that most of them are creatives. Actually, that's what I found, that most of them are creatives. Most of them write, and they express themselves, in the performing arts or in literary arts, but they tend to be in that area as well. Mm, yes. And Andrea is saying, Andrea says also, and I mean, she's also saying to ask the girls what it is that they want to do, and then let us support. Wouldn't that be awesome, guys? Can you imagine if all of us, we say, okay, ladies, what is it that you want, and then we are there to support them in making that happen? Wouldn't that be awesome? Wouldn't that would be like amazing, amazing? Because on this, I know there are lots of professional people on, and men, if you're watching it, listen, we want to hear from the men too, listen, we have, you should hear the men that come on this show, Alex and Steve, and look at what Emmanuel is doing, and these are men. So don't you ever, Nehemiah, I'm not hearing you, don't you ever think that because you're a man that you're not involved. Oh, Nehemiah talking, yeah. Nice, nice. Okay, so Andrea is saying the food business is flourishing right now. So that's an area. And if you're a creative, this is an area that you can get into as well. And somebody said about marketing, because it's not always about the, you know, um, cooking the food, but you need somebody to market the food, right? Yeah, you need a marketer. So, it's all aspects of the food business that is important. There's those that do the graphic design and the packaging, and there's so much to it. There's so much to it. Okay, so yes, I agree, Andrea. Andrea said we can make this happen. It's not impossible. It is not. And I don't want to say all the things that that I'm involved in on here. At that right time I will say, but there are people that, I mean, sometimes it's a small thing, just that support, that you're able to give. This morning I would pick up my phone, how are you doing today, how are you feeling, with, because I know this particular one particular person that we're working with, is a young man, and he has a dream, and he has something he's working towards. So what my husband and I were able to do is to facilitate that, and to cultivate those dreams for him. So we provide the environment that he would be able to actualize his dreams. And so that's what and to really encourage him. Nehemiah is saying there is a site called Udemy, Udemity, Udemity.com, UDEMYTY.com. I have developed some new skills going on this site. A lot of course you can get to for less than $15. You can find all kinds of skills on that site. I've used it myself and upgrade myself to the extent that I work online now for a US company. Wow. Oh, that is Udemy. Okay, so the right thing. Come on, guys. Wow. This is, I'm writing that down. Oh, wow. Thank you. Udemy.co. Let me try to bring it up here and see. Wow, Jana. I'm going to put a link here. Jana, can you come in? Is this Jana? Jana? Wow. Jana, can you come on? Jana, I'm putting the link here. If that's the Jana Price that I know. I don't know if it's the same Jana Price from New York. If that's the Jana Price that I know, I want you to come on and talk about your story and your mom helping you to find. She said, I'm a creative. When, yes. So she said when they, yes, so you're able, as a creative, you're able to use that. Very good. Well, from the time I was 3, I told my mom I would make my living singing, and that's exactly what I'm doing now. Wow, Jana. So I think I know who this Jana is. Jana, there is a link there. I want you to come on, baby girl, and let me talk to you. I have not heard you in years. In years. I have not heard you. Let me try and call these other young ladies. Ah, it's the same Jana. Very good, Jana. But it's good to hear. It's good to hear and to know what you're doing. I'm so I used to remember you used to sing in Barbados here, because I think I know the Jana that I'm talking to. Yeah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Yeah, so this site that Udemy is telling me about, that Nehemiah is talking about, I'm going to try to bring it up here, guys, and that's what I love about the show. Listen, we're warriors on a mission, yeah? And listen, you know what's so good? Ah, I have the site. I have the site. I'm gonna bring it up now. I'm gonna bring it up. This is awesome. Udemy, Nehemiah found the site. I found the site. So, guys, if you're just joining us, we are coming. We are what we're doing. We're brainstorming. We're brainstorming ideas of how to assist the ladies at GIS, not just the ones that are there, because if they're locked up, they're there, and we'll continue the activism on the outside, and we'll continue doing what we're doing. But what about those that have just left? What of those that are left and they don't have they don't have anywhere to live. It's hard to get back into society. What about them? And so that's where all these ideas are coming up, and it's really, 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 really great. The ideas are great. So I'm going to share my screen right now, and I'm going to show you the site that we have been told about. And I think this is great. Why am I not seeing it here? Oh, it's right here. Yes, Michelle, I'm going to come and I'm going to discuss that idea that you have there. So this is a site here, that this is a site with all the skills that are there that you can go and join you. So you have education courses, Udemy online courses, free online learning courses. I love this. I'm going to click into the education. Wow, you can study for so many things here. Doctorate degrees, and let me see what else they have here. udemy.co, and you can go on, and it's catering to, as you can see, all the flags there. So it's catering to people from whichever country, right? Okay, so this is one aspect of the site. And let's look. So that's education, and then the online courses, I think, is what wow. So in your spare time, you can visit this website, and they said they changed the world. Now you learn from the most inspiring artists, leaders, and icons in the world. Yes, and we're seeing some faces there that we know. All of these instructors that are there, and you can go in, and for a small fee, you can learn many things in here. Yeah, so that's a great idea, guys. Thank you for this resource. Thank you for telling us about it. Thank you, Nehemiah. Okay. Oh, you want the link of the Udemy? Yes, thank you. That's what I should do. Let me put up the link. Guys. We're here to. This is all about solutions. We're solutions based. Okay. We're solutions based. Okay, Jana. Here's the link, and It's not just about, the problem. We're not just talking about the problem. Why did it come up like that? Okay, but that's it. That's the link. That's the link, right? Or you can just look for Udemy.co, and you will be able to access. Yeah. Okay. So if you are my Facebook would not share the link. So they said they're not sharing the link. So it's udemy.co. I'm gonna put it up on the screen, right? So that is the link, udemy.co, and that's where you go for. You can find the training resources. Yeah. So Deborah, I think Deborah is in the U.S. And Deborah is saying something very important here. Deborah says you only need to help one. When you sit and talk to these young ladies, you will be amazed at how much potential they have, but sometimes they feel so hopeless. It's like a person pregnant with potential, but their legs are tied together. Aye, nice, Deborah. I believe that too. And that's how we operate, Dave and I, one person at a time. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be a 1,000 people at one time. Okay. Okay. I'm going to take this call because it's one of the guests. Hello. Yes. Good morning. Yes. I sent you the link. So you're going to just click on the link. Look in your chat.
Yeah,
right. So in your Wi-Fi, okay. So this is one of the young ladies that we're trying to help. So she's trying to get on. So I'm here trying to help her to get on to the program, because I think that is it's so important that we're able to do that. So my phone is ringing and I'm answering calls because I'm trying to help the young ladies come on. This is another one. Good morning. We're here live and we're waiting for you to get on.
Okay. Let me. Marcia, can I call you back?
Yes, we're live and we would like for you to use a link that's in your WhatsApp and to come on because people are waiting.
All right,
thanks.
All right, good. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm trying to get them to get on. All right. So just
Marcy, well, give me 10 minutes though.
Yes, that's okay. All right. So bear with me, guys. I want them to come on because you guys are saying ask them. Ask them what they want. Would you wait with me? Please wait with me while they come on. Okay. I'm trying to get them to come on. So let's work with them. I want them to come on because what we don't want is to be planning. Oh, the link isn't working. You just have to click the link. I don't want us to be planning stuff and they are not thing, right? So okay, so someone here, I just got a message, guys. Here. Okay, let me read what Nehemiah is saying. Nehemiah says, a good thing is that once you get employment, especially outside, you are no longer dependent on the changes in our society, especially job-wise. Okay, so Nehemiah is saying that if you could get employment online, where you can be here and you're working in India, right? You're here and your boss is you're working in the US. I know that I've employed people from overseas. I've employed in doing my movies. I've employed people from Brazil. I've employed people from Ghana, from different places. So why not us in the Caribbean? I think that's what Nehemiah is saying. Networking yourself with others outside of your country. So it's not dependent on that. What's happening where you live. right? The changes in your local society or your local country. But you are depending on, yeah, I think that's a great idea. Mm. Who is in here? Michelle? Michelle, WhatsApp me and let me know, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, Michelle? Okay. Hi, Kia. Hi, Steve. I'm not sure who
Oh,
that is. Kia? Kia, are you the one I'm waiting on? Kia, am I waiting? Are you the person I'm waiting on? The former GIS ward? Is that you, Kia? Hello? Kia, you have to turn on your microphone. Kia, you have to turn on your microphone. Hi, Kathy Ann. Belated birthday, my sis. We're coming up. I know that Kathy Ann is a mover and a shaker, and what we're talking about this morning. Steve, welcome as well. We're talking about solutions. We know what the problem is. We don't care who want to cover up the problem. We know what the problem is. We are solution based, and we're coming up with ideas. And some brilliant things are happening already. Networking is already happening here. So I can't wait for Kia. Good morning. Morning, Kia.
she's a bit shy, Marcia.
Is it the same person I'm waiting on, Kia? Kia, okay. I'm not hearing her just yet. I think she's trying to come on. All right. So Steve, how are you? We're coming up with ideas, Steve, because we're
Yeah,
getting calls. We're getting calls from, from ladies, from some of the ladies, and I have some young men that we're working with, and so on, and we're really sincerely trying to help people.
yes.
Steve. So we don't want we know what the problems are, but what ideas can we come up with this
Well,
morning?
the main solutions, to be honest with you, is to reach the parent before those children get out of hand, or if they see any signs of trouble, then they should be able to contact you or contact some person rather than contacting the government who doesn't really have no interest in the children's behalf. Their
Mhm.
interest is to go and lock them away. So you got to sit down and work, put a call out to all parents at the
Yes.
age having children at that age who the parent probably may recognize the signs of the child have changed, and said to the parent, well, look, we need camps. It's not really camps, but we need to be able to do things with these young people, um, to educate them, to stimulate them, and so on. And
Right.
unfortunately, this is where that we all tend to be going wrong, because there's a point of greed and not spending that money on the younger generation, because some of these people doesn't see the younger
Exactly.
generation.
You know what, Steve? Steve, you hold. I lost her. That was the person that was on. I lost her.
Yeah,
I
she's
lost
afraid to
her.
speak. She probably is afraid to speak, Marcia, because of getting her voice up there, and probably people may know her voice. So I
Right, but
can
what we're
I
doing is we're changing her name. Okay.
but it's a voice as well. You understand? And a lot of people do, unfortunately, pick up people by the voices. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people would know me by voice and so on, rather than by. But nevertheless, she will bring her courage up as long as she's safe and she feels safe. Then she will bring her courage up and she will speak, and she will speak unafraid of anything. Because the minute you allow fear to drive you, you become silent, and you becomes a willing party to accept anything. And this is
Mm-hmm.
what we're trying not to do. We want the Barbados public, both young and old, to realize that this fear is not because that they're putting it in you, but because that they're afraid to speak. And as I keep saying, We need to stand up. We need to help the younger generation. We need to help both boys and girls, not only girls, but both boys and girls. And we need to be able to make sure our younger generation go down the right path rather than this path of violence. Because this
Mm-hmm.
path of violence, to be honest with you, Marcia, came back from the good old days, and
Okay.
the good old days haven't done us any favors.
Absolutely not. No, she's back on. Kia, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good.
Ah, wonderful, wonderful. Well, you're here with with your Auntie
Sorry
Marcia
for being
and your Uncle Steve. Well, Kia, it's so great to have you on, and we were talking about we've been doing these shows, Kia, about GIS, and I really wanted to talk with you because you are a former ward and you just left there. You said last year. In fact, you were telling me that you and I had a conversation after you left. So you have just left there a couple months ago, right? How long ago did you leave, Kia?
like 2 years,
You left two. Oh, okay, so it's 2 years. Two
like
years
a year
ago.
and
That's
6 months.
a year because you. That's true because you said we spoke in a March, right? Okay, in March. So it's a year and 6 months that you left there. And Kia, how has it been for you since you've left?
It has been difficult, but again, through it, not bad. Kind of
Mm-hmm.
challenges, but that was the best place.
Yes, yes. So Kia, tell us a little bit about yourself. And how you said that you are a teenager, right? Kia, Kia. All right, Kia. Okay, you might not want to give your age because you don't want to give out so much of information about yourself. But how did you end up at GIS?
For breaching, I think for breaching probation,
For breaching probation.
I'm
So
wondering.
and wandering,
Yeah,
right? The same charge that we have all been talking about. And I wanted to know something, Kia, that there are people who are listening to you from different places and they're in support of you. Okay. And there are lots of people out there that, we were just trying to come up with ideas of how we can support, not just talking. So there are people, so don't be afraid. You're in the company of people, who care about you, and so it's this is not a joke, right? So you went up to Dodds, went up to GIS because of wandering charges and then for breaching your probation.
yeah, that's why I went up for 3 months, and it was rough and it was difficult because it was like I don't know if it was because of how the staff used to treat you funny with attitude and different sort of things. And then I got to went
Mm-hmm,
home,
mm-hmm,
but I ended up coming back in
mm-hmm.
next month because the
Okay, so you
probation
were there
officer
you were there for three
like that.
months you were there for 3 months, and then you went home
Yeah,
after the 3 months and
I was there for
mhm.
3 months.
Uh-huh, and then you went back.
Yeah, then I went back because I
Mm-hmm.
got another court date, and then I had to go back, and then I went back
Right,
today,
right.
and then it got even worse with the
Mm-hmm.
staff and the food and how they mistreat you and the
Right.
words that they misuse, and they makes like do this thing where they makes want to tell you who staff to be wrong and it be like a whole little beef.
Mm.
Yeah, it's
So when
really
you when
hard
you
now,
said
but you gotta know
so
how to
Kia,
it
so
makes it very
Kia,
difficult.
let's
It's
go.
play with your mind and your intentions that they
You're saying that they play with your mind
it's got you
and
into a depressed world. Like when you're out there, it's that depression, like because the environment and how they mistreat the children and the mindset that they got towards the children like don't be no good. So that part is bad too.
mm-hmm,
So I So at the
So
end of the
you're
year,
saying,
like, that was a real bad experience for me. I wish it upon nobody child and I feel like that day. And if you can't,
mm-hmm,
if nobody can hear me, that become my phone overheating because it on the charger.
mm-hmm. No, we are hearing you loud and clear because you're telling me that their experience up there was very, very difficult because of how the staff treated you all, and the words that they say to you and their expectations of you, and so on. But you were also saying about where they tell you which staff to be around and which one you can't be around. Explain that to me.
It's like a little beef. Like, you know when the staff start doing something wrong, they can't end right. So you used to have staff that used to start by staff, and the other staff will like always do the boy body butt or how it's supposed to be done, and then because one next step it will be a whole, personal bickering and talking about one another and this thing and next thing, and then the ones
Mm-hmm.
that right that probably in a lower position than some, they got some other staff people that were even the children used to get put to beat the staff. That you know what I
To
mean? That
beat.
and when you got hype, yeah.
Hold a minute. So you're saying that even among the staff here, even among the staff, that there
The
is a
staff, you
lot of.
got staff that in high position. Right, I don't want to say how high, but in real high position, that will tell some girls to beat one of the staff that look smaller and in position.
No, you see, okay, so we need to make sure we understanding what going on here. So Kia is saying that when she was there, right, that she saw that the staff that was in a higher position, they were instigating violence through the using the girls on staff that were at a lower position to get those staff, the
Yeah,
girls to
and the
beat.
staff that at a lower position that was lower position, or what people would call a lower position, because I was qualified for different things. But everybody does
Mm-hmm,
get a lower job, or it depends on how your life going or whatever the case may be. But I
mm-hmm.
used to be picking and being unfair. Like I used to come in there just like to do my time and go back home and not let it be difficult or anything. And when you come in there, it's a whole another drama, like a whole another world. And it got me real good
Wow.
because to think like then we pick on people and then want to stand up on a parade line and they tell you, oh, don't be a bully or don't do this or don't do that.
Oh. So
And
you
it
so
makes it
you're
real
so you're saying
in
that
your
they were
face.
using the girls. So Kia, you're saying they were using the girls to bully a lower staff member, even though they are telling you not to bully people, but they were not. They were bullying the staff. The staff among themselves, they were bullying going on. There was bullying going on. Kia, you there? Monique, can you hear me? Monique is another
I can hear
ward.
you loud and clear.
You're hearing me loud and
I can
clear,
hear you
Monique.
loud and clear. Yeah.
Okay,
Good afternoon.
Monique.
Sorry to be late.
Yes. Okay. So
Um,
can you can turn off your camera? I think I can see you have a problem with your Wi-Fi, so you can conserve by turning off the camera, Monique. That will help you. Right, that will
right.
help with the Wi-Fi. Let me check it with Monique just before you respond. Let me check if Kia is okay. Kia, are you there?
Probably her Wi-Fi in and out. The Wi-Fi in and out.
Yes. Well, Kia, if you can hear me and you want to come off and come back on, I know you're having a problem. Her phone is overheating and her Wi-Fi, there's a problem with her Wi-Fi as well. But so far, Monique, Kia has told us that in her
Mm-hmm.
time there, that she has experienced a lot of abuse, verbal abuse, and she talked about the staff members, those who are in a higher position, would ask the girls that were there to be reformed, to beat the staff that were at a lower position. So those who were in a higher
Yeah.
position were bullying staff members at a lower position, and they were using the young ladies who are there to be rehabilitated. They were now using them to beat that staff member. Are you aware of that, Monique?
Yes, I'm aware of it, Marcia. Marcia, I was a student, not a ward. I prefer I'm an ex-student at the school. I was
Mm-hmm.
also an ex part of staff at the school, and I'm not
Mm-hmm.
afraid to say that I was
Mm-hmm.
part of staff there. I went there. I went to the government that's school Somerville in the
Mm-hmm.
late 80s. I was
In
there,
the
and I
80s.
left
Okay.
in the late 80s, and I
Uh-huh.
left there early 90s,
The early
and
90s, right.
I left that school. While I was at that school, I can start from there. Everybody got a story to say. I don't want
Yeah.
to talk or reflect too much about what
Mm-hmm.
or when I was at that school, right? I have heard girls coming on and the talking and the talking. I have also heard two past wars taught on CBC. But Maria, Marcia, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
when you were a child, you think like a child.
Yes.
At this age, and I got two grown
Mm-hmm.
children. You won't think that that is abuse because you have come out of society going there being abused. So if they put you in a mattress on the ground, put a potty beside you, that's for you to use. You consider it
Mm-hmm.
as being normal because he's a child. But but
Mm-hmm.
but now I'm older and I think back since this issue came up, and I listening to these wars story. It hurt me. That's a bruise. No, you think you said that was abuse in all forms, Marcia.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Yes.
abusive. It was abuse. I don't like to break down the word abuse, but abuse is abuse in any form.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it attack your mental, it gonna attack your physical. If the abuse attack your physical, it's gonna attack your mental. But anyhow, as Kiara was saying, I had an opportunity to go back and work in 2015 at the government industry school, Barrows. I am speaking about Barrows. I have
Mm-hmm.
now speak about Somerville where I was. And everybody's stressing upon the Somerville. I'm not stressing upon Somerville that they burned down in St. Philip. We are going to the government industry school, Barrows unit, the girls
Yes.
unit. When
Yes.
I was there, I went back in as a staff and not as a
Mm-hmm.
student. When I was there, I saw a lot of things going on, and I reported it. I went to administration about it
Mm-hmm.
because some of these girls was not only physically beaten, emotionally, and you know what kicking? Mother instinct. Because I am a mother. I am a
So
mother.
don't go so far, Monique.
Mhm,
You're saying that for
mhm.
those who are just joining, and guys, please share this live because this is important, and this is why they're going to realize that those ladies, whoever they brought on CBC to speak, it was to quell the whole thing. And you're going to hear the truth today. And what Monique is saying, Monique was a student at the Somerville, and she left in the 90s, and then she now went and was working at GIS, and she's saying that she's seen them beating, like physically beating the girls, when this is actually against the law to do that in an institution. They beat the boys, but they're not supposed to beat the girls. So Monique, you're telling me with your two eyes you saw them beating the girls with what
And
did
my
they use?
with the hands, they beat the girls with the hands. I haven't
Mm-mm.
seen, as the boys will say, I don't know. I haven't, but there was beaten. I mean, beaten, kick, drag, cuff.
Huh?
And my words is my evidence. But
Hold
the
a
only
minute. So
thing
you
that,
saw them.
mhm,
You saw them. When I say beat, sometimes you might take a belt and you beat somebody. You're telling me
correct,
that the staff was kicking the girls and
kicking,
dragging the girls?
dragging, punching in the stomach, and pulling the
Huh?
girls here, like if them is little children with like if them is little girls. I saw that happen. Saw that happen. I saw that happen.
Let me see if Kia is here. Kia, can you hear me? Kia, Kia?
She probably get bad connection,
Yes. Okay, continue. Continue.
Yes, I saw that happen, Marcia. And I went to the school in 2019, and by 2020 I was out. But
Mm-hmm.
within 2019 and 2020, I saw not only physically abuse, I saw emotional abuse in these girls. And
Mm-hmm.
I being an ex-student and as being a mom also, the abuse, the ones that was being abused, I more grasped towards them, you
Mm-hmm.
know, I grasped towards them. And that was a
Mm-hmm.
problem for administration.
Mm-hmm.
That was the problem for administration because they're the ones that is supposed to suffer and continue suffering.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw this beating, everybody talking about the girl in the style. Everybody talking about the girl in the style. Yes, that did happen. I wasn't there at the time, but that did happen. But they had other abuses with girls. Other girls was beaten. Other girls was emotionally abused. Other girls was put in the cell and biscuit and water up there the same way as Somerville, but we are talking about the government industrial school unit down the road. This is the one I'm talking about. I
Mm-hmm.
have seen that. And as Kiara said, girls, staff will put their favorite girls to curse staff, to go and beat them. But you know, Marcia, I had to want him to beat me a time. And I warn her. I warn her because I was a student like you. I'm gonna hit you back. If you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. So yes, that's what Kiara was
Oh,
saying.
wait a minute.
Staff was
So
doing
you're
that.
telling me that this place where the girls are to be rehabilitated, they're in this place, and the staff is preying on their vulnerability. The staff
Correct.
is preying on the issues that they have in their life. Issue those who are violent. They're preying on that and using them against other
And
staff
use
members.
correct. That's what was happening. And one or two of the girls that wasn't like that, they also was send them to beat. I have seen I have seen other girls sent to beat other girls in there.
Hold a
And
minute. Well, I want to know if anybody is listening to what this young lady is saying today. So this is Monique. If you're just joining, Monique was at Somerville, and then in the 90s, and then from 2019 to 2020, she went to work at GIS, right?
as staff, as part of
As a
staff, correct.
staff. So she went as a staff at GIS, and she's confirming what Kia has just left a year and a half ago. GIS,
Mhm.
and Kia is saying that, and being confirmed by Monique, that staff members are using using the students that are there, using the wards that are there, the wards in their keeping, to beat other staff. They're using them to bully other staff members, and this, and also to let the girls beat other girls.
Other vulnerable,
What on
yes,
earth
correct,
is this?
correct,
What, this is a
correct.
toxic environment, Jackie. You're right. This needs to shut down. So Kia has just joined us again, Monique, and because of her Wi-Fi, I want to bring her in the
Mm-hmm.
conversation. Kia, can you hear me? Kia?
So, so poor Wi-Fi.
Poor Wi-Fi, poor
Yeah.
Wi-Fi where she's. But we're going to get Kia's story somehow. But go ahead, Monique. Go ahead, Monique.
And Kia was one of those girls that could have think for herself. Once you could think for yourself, you was one to be target.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw before this whole issue with the girl in the cell, line in cell, there was another incident that did happen down there when a girl was beaten
Mm-hmm.
severely. I could not, Marcia, I cried. I could
Mm.
not, and I'm not imagine what I was seeing. She was dry. I even want to go over that part, but I saw her being beaten. And after being beaten, put in the
And
cell.
hold a
I
minute,
mean,
I'm stopping you, Money, because every time you say beaten, I want people to understand, because you see, it's a different culture for me. All right. So when Monique is saying beaten, what Monique is saying
I
is not.
saw her being dragged. I saw her
Uh-huh.
being dragged. I saw her being cuffed in the stomach. I saw her hair being pulling. And I saw her at a point in time, one of these, her administration step on her belly. And
Stepped in,
this thing,
somebody stepped on one
yeah,
of the
step in her
staff
stomach.
members. So this is the
Step
kind
in
of
her,
thing.
she was 14 years old. Yeah, step in her
Okay,
stomach.
a 14-year-old girl who was dragged on the ground, her hair was pulled, she was punched in the stomach, and then they also stepped into her stomach, stood in her stomach. And this is a beating that she is not a beating where they take them in and
Yes,
take them and
yes,
lashing them in their hand. You are talking about
yes.
like a man taking a woman and punching and dragging her all over the place. And this is
N-
the kind
A
of
guy,
abuse.
not a man, not a man, not a man. Mm. A
Mm.
gang for three people to one little girl. That's a gang beating
So there were
one
three
person.
adults beating a 14-year-old girl.
Beating, yes. It was not,
And I
yes.
want everybody on here to hear. Everybody hear what she's saying to you. She was a staff there, and you heard what Kia told you. Kia just left up there. Kia is a teenager that just left up there. Listen, and hear properly, guys. Continue, Monique.
Yes. And when that girl was beaten, she was hollering for me. She was because she was one of the girls that was considered as um don't follow don't follow with the staff fast pace. She was one of the that could think for herself.
Mm-hmm.
And that little girl hollered and bawled for me. And I went in, and when they had her in a close corner in a room doing that to her, and when I opened the door and I went in, I saw the little girl on the ground. I mean, clothes rip off, all her little breasts there showing, all she clothes. I mean, three big women. And I tell her, look, get her off. She tell me, no,
I
miss,
wanna
I'm
not
not
let you
getting up
know.
off the ground.
1 second,
I
Kia.
am,
Kia, are you there? We
mm,
can hear you, Kia. Hi,
yeah,
Kia.
key.
No, I was just kind of wanting the staff like how if you could picture how over a
Yeah,
baby.
big, yeah, beating that little girl.
Let me hear from Kia, Monique, in case she gets
Mm,
cut off.
mm,
Go ahead,
mm.
Kia. Go ahead, Kia. Kia, you're saying one of the staff
You can
look
hear
like
me?
what? No, we're
Yes.
hearing now. Continue
Everybody
now.
can hear me, come on.
Yes, we're hearing you. Go ahead.
Yeah. One that was good. The other two, even if it was just she one, it would be right bad, but the other two was right bad.
When you say real
Then
bad, what do you mean?
the one when that body
Okay.
Wow, she dropped off again, but we have to
Again,
find a way. We're gonna have to find a way to
to
get
get
that
them.
story out of her. But go ahead, Monique. Guys,
Right.
share the live
And,
because the government is
and,
trying to cover this up. It ain't gonna happen.
and,
Share this live.
and and Marcia, after being that little girl being dry, beaten, kicked, cuffed, fearful, after that, they put her in a cell. And I was saying, why to myself, why put her in the cell? They could have take her to another area of the school and let her cool down. And, catch her. After that, they put her into a cell as being the wrong person. As being the wrong person. All this little girl speaking, and she said was a staff member was emotionally bothering her every time this a certain staff member came in, used to bother the girl. Now she punished she for I mean foolish little things these girls used to get punished for. Foolish little things.
Mhm.
And that day she speak out. The staff member wanted to send her in the cell. She said she ain't going into the cell. And that is what she got for saying she isn't going into the cell. But at the end of the day, after she was dry, beaten, kicked, she got put in the cell, which was unfair. That was unfair. And this other abuses, I mean, like, staff would come in there, and if they got 10 girls in the school,
And it
the
was
bring
for fun.
seven, yeah, the bring 7 drinks and left with the other three. And don't forget, all 10 belongs to the state. Why would you give 7 because you like those 7 and left with the other three? That's emotional abuse there.
Mm-hmm.
That's emotional abuse.
So, Monique, thank you so much for sharing with us. And I can hear your heart. Kia. We can hear you now. Kia, Kia, can
Marcia
you
just dropped. Oh, come
dropping
on,
out?
come.
Yes, please. Yeah, I hear in my point of view. Hello?
Yes, we're hearing you. Go ahead, Kia. Quick before you drop out again.
Hello? View
Yes,
like
go ahead.
obviously it's the know is doing. Adult staff to me the know what they was doing in high positions because it's no way that they was in high positions and they would just pick a job because they know that they think they could get away with it. That's like how the high staff used to get some girls now to teach things out the kitchen and then blame it and like be a whole commotion and all different
Mm-hmm.
sort of things they used to do. Like for instance, if they know the certain girl beat and carry to the when she first come in, she had to do like 2 or 3, in the for quarantine.
Yeah, she got bad connection there.
She didn't like she for the class do like first do that in control. That so that at the end of the day, I won't really blame the children that was there that had a little attitude.
Okay,
I
so we
think
right. So
because
we're
they
having
portray that they
Monique.
could
Can
do
you hear her,
whatever,
Monique?
accident look
I can hear
that
her a
then they
little,
cause no
yeah.
products in the building and they start out point anything.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Kia,
This is
go ahead, Monique.
Maria. This is what she's trying to say. I
My
understand.
worst part
Don't
Mm-hmm.
there
blame
was
it on
when
the
my parents
girls.
hurt me and it medical and it didn't worst part there.
Marcia, she was saying to don't blame it on the girls at the end of the day. That's what she was saying. Blame it on the staff. But the staff
Mm-hmm.
have taken and used these girls to carry out some of the evil doings. And not only that, I mean, have allowed sexual, I mean, Marcia, when you go into environment, all girls, things would happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're young, they're going through puberty, things would happen because they're not in society. But
Right.
staff coming to met staff allowing lesbianism in there. That was another sick one. That was another sick one that I personally dislike. And I mean, allowing 2 girls to sit in a room and do what they got to do, go upstairs in the area when they know they are not supposed to be upstairs on the day. 2 of them up there, and they are known for, let me put the word, as lovers, 2 lovers.
Mm-hmm.
Staff
So
needs
you're
to do
saying that
that and allow that.
the staff is encouraging it.
Yes, allow that. Allow
Mm-hmm.
that. You know, they really
Encouraging a
take
little
these
free
children.
time. So like how
Go
they
ahead.
got in office, then yeah, a little time in the office to watch TV, cock like staff chair, and they get privilege.
So you're saying they give the privilege to those who are lesbians? Is that what you're saying? I don't
Some of the,
understand.
yeah.
She's saying that
Yeah, then we
they
get a
get to
little room in the then we get to get in the office
Yeah.
and watch TV for 2 hours and come back and pretend like we and clean up papers and laughing that we wrestling and get to if we were like the game.
Oh wow. So favoritism if the others do what they
They
want
even
them to
had a
do.
point in there that the host mistress refused to give me medical attention for 2 weeks.
The house mistress refused to give you medical attention for 2 weeks. What was why?
remote was fractured and she didn't believe me. I couldn't even
Okay.
talk properly and she did not believe me. That
Oh
was she
my
was
goodness.
pretending not to believe me though, but you know how them in it robot and not both so much that I like to all a little petty things.
Uh-huh. So you're saying, Kia, your mouth was fractured for 2 weeks and they refused to give you medical attention. Oh my God. My goodness. My goodness. My
Yeah,
goodness.
the minister home affairs had to come. When the minister home affairs can think come, when the minister home affairs the first get elected or whatever, he come and said that well I have to go unless it's gonna be like a public thing. And they didn't want that day, so they ended up sending me in a police jeep like an escort.
Okay, so you said the minister came. The minute,
Oh,
yes. Okay, so Kia is saying, tell me if you understand the same thing, Monique. Kia is saying that she was not given medical attention for a fractured jaw for 2 weeks, and then the minister of Home Affairs came after he got elected and said that they need to send her to the doctor because it's going to become a public issue. Is that what this little girl just said, Monique?
Marcia, it's true. It is true. Marcia, that little girl's jaw, yes, it is true. That little girl's jaw was fractured for 2 weeks. She was complaining to the house mistress. They have a nurse there also. She was complaining to the nurse and they ignore her. At a point of time, but she cannot open up her mouth. And you know, Sonny, when you open up your mouth and you cannot brush your teeth, it begins to have a stink. I
Mm-hmm.
had to bring a cup. I bought a new bag cups and salt water. At least you could still gargle out her mouth. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that part is true. The minister came down there that time because the other girl was beaten. The other girl that I told you about that was beaten, the minister came. Somebody got hold of him and he came
Mm-hmm.
to see the little girl. So the same time, Kiara was there with her mouth in the same 2 weeks fractured. So the minister did say that. He also promised she was supposed to go to the dentist. And he that was a Friday, I can never forget. A Friday he came there. All the other week she never got to the dentist. Even although the minister said that, she never went to the dentist. The Monday, cause it came the Friday, she never went the Monday, she never went the Tuesday, she never went the Wednesday. Marcy, I picked up the phone and I called down at the same Ministry of Home Affairs to talk to the PS at the time. To talk to the PS at the time. And that person that asked me my name and asked me my job description. Then when the lady came back, I could hear, he's at a meeting. For my job description was the janitor. She
Mm.
told me, explain what I wanted. I explained it. Well, during the course of that week, she did went to the dentist on it. Police escort. Police came. And you don't do it that way. Staff will go with the girls. But police came and picked her, escorted her to the dentist. Marcia, that phone call I made, I was called to a meeting with that phone call. And part of that phone call I made just out of a mother, say mother love. I know I have children. I
Mm-hmm.
got fired for that. I got
Wow.
fired for that.
So Monique,
Marcia,
Monique, you got
mhm,
you got fired for trying to help this same little girl here, Kia. So,
yes, Marcia, I got
Kia's story is true.
Marcia,
So
I
hold a
got
minute, hold a minute. Michelle,
mhm,
Deborah, Jacqueline, all of you, you remember I want you all to hear what is going on here today. Monique is saying that she got fired. You
I
were the
got
janitor.
terminated
Were you
at
the
the
janitor?
time.
You were
At
the
the
janitor
time.
at that time, and you
At the
called
time.
to try to get a young lady medical attention. that was
not
promised.
medical attention. Remind the minister, because he forgot.
Oh my,
Remind the minister to remind the minister. And that was part of my termination because I called down there. What is your job description? You better know your job description. But I know my job description, yes. But still, as a mother, how can you do that to these young girls, some as far as 11 to 16?
that is, that
I
is,
got
that is.
I got terminated, yeah. And when I got terminated, the 30th of December 2020, I got a phone call, Marcia. I got not a letter. I got no NIS green paper. I got one phone call and I was in town. And you know what? The lady that hired me in the civil service in Barbados told me, Money, we know this was gonna happen. You are talking too much. You are going up against administration. She
Mhm.
told me that. And I said, why? Why? She told me, my director gave me the order.
Mm.
And I stood up in town by Queen's Park. At the time, it was like by Queen's Park, and I cried. And I called Marsha. I called Marsha Hines. I call her. She said, Money, hold on, I can call and see. I can call and see what we can talk. I got that day. I got a letter. I got an NIS why I was terminated. Nothing. But the lady that sent me there told me on the phone, why you talking that too much. You're just a
Mm.
janitor. You're just a janitor. Know your description.
Mm.
And and Marcia, I came out, I went to Mr. Caswell Franklin and I told him about it. I called the director of the civil service at the time. And I told her we're going. She said, write me a letter. Write me a letter. And Mr. Franklin wrote a letter. And I told her, I was telling people about this abuse. I got on paper. I got on the paper still. That Miss Franklin. I wrote, I was talking about this abuse I saw. And I even told the director of the civil service in a letter. And I was sent home.
No,
At a
but
point in time, they said,
it seems to me that you both, this is a legal, you need a lawyer, because what was done to you was wrong, and what was done to
broke
Kia
my
2 weeks.
service, Marcia.
Ah
Marcia
my,
broke my service.
no man,
Broke my
you need a
service.
labor lawyer. You need to speak to a lawyer that is
And I give up.
Call
I no,
Michelle
I
Russell.
my
Call Michelle
my
Russell.
and Emmanuel, he was there for me, yes. And Liz, a lady named Liz Taylor, a lawyer, she is who had to write the government industrial school to get a paper for me to get unemployment benefit. I went home with nothing. And not only did not only emotional abuse hit me, it hit my son, because my son was going to school at the time. And I was terminated without a job, no reason, no reason why. I had to left, and for 6 months I was home without work, and my son was going to school.
Mm.
Because I speak out about the abuse I taught, I went up to the house mistress, woman are doing, I call the acting deputy principal. Listen, this is not right. You're getting too emotional the time. You're getting too emotional to the girl. You get too emotional. You can't get emotional when it abusing them. And I was sent from there. I was sent from there. And I went to the papers. I went to this what they call the ask why was I terminated? Because I just speak out with the abuse that was going on down there.
Oh, I am, no, I tell you, this is, oh my Lord. Guys, are you hearing this? I don't know how you could hear this, and this is terrible. I mean, you have Kia would have been probably how old she was at that time, 16,
Probably
17 years
15,
old,
but no, I think 16 at the time.
with a
And
fractured jaw for two
and I
weeks.
and I saw that little girl walk up and down, pace herself, because she didn't want to take the medicine. Look, the girls down there she was one of the girls that used to don't want to take a medication for the nurse. They know why. And bearing that pain, she bear it well, she paced herself, she used to walk around. Oh God, I feel and no headache, she paced. She's a strong girl. Because for me, as an adult, even if I ever have a cavity, it's gonna hurt me and I want it out. But to bear for 2 weeks with a fractured jaw, she is a real strong-minded
Oh
girl.
my Lord. Oh my Lord. So Kia, are you there? Kia, why didn't you want to take the medication, any Panadols or anything from the nurse?
Probably her
Kia,
Wi-Fi dropped.
the Wi-Fi.
Her,
We are going to have to find a
yes,
way to get this story from this
to
girl
get
because
him.
they're going to want to try to shut her down. And we need to get you all talking, and not just talking, but Monique doing something real about the situation. This is not a joke.
Correct,
This is not a
correct,
joke. You understand, Monique?
correct,
And you have lost your
correct.
job. You lost
I
your job
lost it. I
because you
lost it.
spoke up.
Yes, and I got papers to prove I have lost my job. And Senator Franklin, Caswell Franklin, I went to him. I called all around, begging, why this happened to me? Only because
Mm,
I was trying to defend. I was just trying to speak up. It isn't right. It isn't right.
mm,
I still know it isn't right. I was called to an investigation that the minister had. A police came, two, two, two police came, two women
mm-hmm,
police constables was in my neighborhood last year,
mm-hmm,
riding around looking for me, riding
mm-hmm,
around looking for me. One of my neighbors called me and told me, "Money, police here. What is the problem?" I said, "I don't know." I said, "Ask and see." He did ask and said that I supposed to some investigation to look into to want me to put out some information about the investigation. I went down to CID, which I did down on the Fontebelle down here in Barbados, and I put out everything. I put out
mm,
everything. So I asked myself, what going on? Well, I signed papers to my evidence where I saw.
mm-hmm.
So what happened? No, it's another investigation now. It's another investigation. These people making, you see, Minister Abrams, he making sport, And
Mm.
I really, really, Troy all, I angry really with him, I
Why are you
really
so
angry with
angry
this
with
man.
him? Why are you so angry with
I
Abrams?
to see that he supposed to be running that ministry and the government
Mm-hmm,
industry school calls on it that ministry. And he's
mm-hmm,
supposed to be captain. He's supposed to be captain of the ship.
mm-hmm.
And then for let the normal sailors to tell he, what to do, what to say. And
Right.
then when I did that interview, he said I was in a contract. I was not in a contract working at government industry school. But I don't be in a contract. I wasn't working at contract. So he laid on me. He laid on me in the paper. That is what
Oh,
eats me out. That part is what eats me out. And I frightened to say, he laid on me. And I mean, I hold that man on the bottom of my feet. And for he to see young girls crying out because he came there. He came there and they
mm.
cried out to he and still he did nothing.
But I mean, he didn't just do nothing. He came back and said that there was no wrongdoing there, that nobody was doing anything. He said the girls apologized.
Who girls? Marcia, I don't know where Mr. Abrams to be getting information from. Who girls apologize? He need to apologize to those girls. He need to apologize to those girls. He need to apologize to me. He need to apologize to my son when it was a court order. He need to do the apology. He
Mm,
only need to apologize to the girl in his car. I hear he say he apologized. There's animal abuses that went on before that. When it
mm,
fall on it, head on it, when he came there as minister. He need to apologize. Nobody need to apologize. As an apology, don't even cut it. Apology, don't even cut it.
Well,
Then he
well,
said
what
that they
he
got
said is that he was actually saying that the girls apologized to them and the staff because everything was the girls' fault, and and that there were they found no problems at the GIS. Go back and listen to the report.
Wilfred Abrams is a liar. Wilfred Abrams is a demon walking in human flesh.
Mm. Mm. Listen, this is really I mean, he lied to the public, Monique. He
Yes,
lied, and he still is in a
yes,
job. He lied to the
yes,
public.
yes.
We voted him and put him there, and he came and told a lie when there are girls down there that they are kicking in their stomach, standing up in their chest, thumping them, right? Dragging them by their hair. This is what they have done to the girls. Have them half naked, beating them like how big people, 3 persons beating a 14-year-old. Is this what you think this is? You think God is sleeping?
Them think so. Then
You
some
know,
of those girls have cried out to Mr. Some of those girls have cried out to Mr. the minister. Some of them want to get in contact with him. As
mm-hmm.
staff administration never, never get the message to him.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. So, I mean, you hear the prime minister said that there's going to be reform, and he says that they moved I think they move a staff member from there, not because of any wrongdoing, but because of the investigation. What are your thoughts about all of that, Monique?
Moving a staff because of not because of wrongdoing, but because of the investigation.
Mm-hmm. That's what he
Well,
said.
well, my views on that is the investigation. I told you this is the second or third investigation, and the first one things wasn't right in that one. The second
Mm-hmm.
one nothing there right in that one. Things was wrong. So what about
Mm-hmm.
this third one? Because Marcia, it's not all the staff don't know. I'm not gonna lay on them. It's
Mm-hmm.
certain staff that is still there that have physically and emotionally abused these girls.
Mm. So they need a complete. So what are your? I mean, I know that I got a message from the women in action, and I'm going to put the information up now on the screen. And they are saying if you want to volunteer to organize programs to help these girls, email womeninaction.bb@gmail.com. So if you're listening and you want to help, and even if you're a male and you want to help, listen, don't worry, don't let the women part stop you. You want to help, please email. You have ideas, you want to help to organize programs. It's one thing to come on here and to talk. We could come on here, we can have a show every week.
Correct, correct,
You understand, Monique? We can come on here because we
correct,
can talk. We have mouth and we
correct,
can. This is not brass tacks. This is not
correct.
brass tacks. This is action. And I'm telling you,
Right,
as I'm speaking, my phone, you can't see it, but my phone is blowing up with ideas, and people want to do
correct,
something. And
correct.
with Monique, we're gonna get this done.
They need programs. They need programs. And another thing I say, some of these girls are not all literate. Some of
Wow.
them are a little slow. And when I was
Mm-hmm.
there, about two of them can like write properly and read and that kind of thing, right? All is not the same.
Mm-hmm.
And they need special they need special teachers. I can use the word teachers to work
Mm-hmm.
with them. They're not
Okay.
getting, I mean, they're coming in one way, not learning to read and write, and going out, still not learning to read and write. And that the name, I always say government industrial, but nothing industrial thing going on down there. Gonna need programs. I can do some crocheting. who could get in and do skills with the girls and that kind of thing. The school part, there's no good teachers out there to some of these girls that coming in, as people will say, slow or special.
Mm-hmm.
There's no programs in the body to help them. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
seriously, we don't want all NCF coming when they're dancing and learning to dance. But we don't need to do like that. We put that aside for now.
Mm-hmm.
Educate. We need education. We need wisdom and understanding. We need those girls. I'm speaking on the girls part because I wasn't up by the boys' school. I was staff at the girls.
Mm-hmm.
They need help. They need the SOS. Some of them. And some of
Mm-hmm.
those staff that is still there that did those things to these girls, and
Mm-hmm.
you know what's get me too? I appointed, so I could do as I like. I
Mm-hmm.
appointed, I could do as I like. Who appointed them as they so they can't get fire or they
Mm-hmm.
can put them in other areas and clean up
Mm-hmm.
that school from within. The school, the staff, clean it up from within. Because the staff
Mm-hmm.
them want moving, scatter them and bring
Wow.
concerned, loving people to work with those girls.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So you wow, this Monique, you are brilliant today. I am telling you because what I love about you, I hear your heart coming out. I hear a mother's
Yeah.
heart, and you're pretty unique because you've been part of it. You were there.
All
When
two
you were
sides,
younger. You're yes. So you
student
were
and staff, all two,
right, you
all
you
two.
were you were there, and then no, you went back and tried to become a staff. So you understand and you see, and I mean, and you have sacrificed so much because here it
And my
is that
job.
yeah,
Mhm.
you have been fired. You've been
Yeah,
fired for speaking up. So
yeah.
so really
Hmm.
and truly, when you think about it, when you think about it, you are a very key person. And the first time I heard you speak, you didn't speak this much, but you were just talking about the girls, and I found myself crying because I
Yeah.
heard your heart. And I want people to hear her heart today. Jackie,
Marcia,
Andrea,
Marcia, I
Carmela.
come right. I come to speak about me, my story. I given a story.
Mhm,
Yes, I was there. I was
mhm,
there, and I know. But still, these girls, as a mother now, these girls, these girls, I talking about no empathy. We talking about Somerville. We know we went there. The girls that was there knew what happened. You
mhm,
know, some people, some of we got different stories, some of we got similar stories, but we dealing with right now. I'm dealing with
mhm,
then because I went through my abuse, and sometimes I try not to cry because I got my daughter. I got
mhm,
a tree come down like me, my daughter and granddaughter. I have a grand too, and a son.
mhm,
I am
mhm,
blessed. So I don't really want to go back too far because when I
mhm,
study up there, it hurts. It
mhm,
really hurts. And I can look in front now. I want people like Kiara, people like some of the girls down there, like me, when them get them children to be loving. It was a bruise. But I have never, Marcia, my daughter's 26 years old. I have never hit my daughter in my
mhm,
or her life. I might have scolded the boy because boys are a little bit,
mhm,
but not beaten to beat him. No. And I love my granddaughter. So when Kiara and the others, come now to be mothers and things, you know, they won't feel to abuse the children or get angry. I try not to get angry. I try
mhm,
not. And I started with hell and back as a
mhm,
13-year-old. I went hell and I'm back.
mhm.
But down there, and we speaking, and we speaking, and we saying this. You don't feel that the minister hearing though. He ain't deaf.
Mm.
You don't feel the prime minister hearing though. And at the time, what's so wonderful? The same governor general, which the president now of Barbados, she is who give me 4 years, and Miss Sandra. She gave me 4 years. She was our magistrate over juvenile at the time.
The one who is the
And I asked my
president.
yes, she was the juvenile magistrate in my time. And I asked
Mhm,
myself, why is she sitting up there on the throne? she ain't even speaking now about it. But I know why. Or she the queen put she there, you know. So she ain't assist so much about what we black children like be, you know. She saying like be, but she's who committed me. She committed me to 4 years. The president of Barbados now, who the governor general and all kind of things. She was.
Jesus.
And I mean, what even come up to say, well, give directive, no, let something be done. Let some things be done. So all the girls like me that did all them things, she didn't care about. Cause look at now, she don't care. And you can say something. You can give directive. You the president.
Wow. So
You can't give a
listen,
directive.
exactly, and no word, nothing coming from them. But
Nothing. And
you know,
she's
wow, jeez, this is a lot. This is a lot. Real ISIS.
and
This
as
is.
a woman, and as a woman, and as a woman, and as a woman.
But I'm saying that these wards, the staff members that kicked that girl and thump her and kick her and stand up in her chest, those three, they need to be prosecuted. They need to be, Monique, they need to be prosecuted. And because you talk about it, you now lose your job.
Correct.
The other one who left the girl, who left Kia for 2 weeks without fixing her fractured jaw, denying her medical care. She needs to be prosecuted. If this was ever America, they would be in jail. This should not be allowed to happen. And I'm telling you, this is not brass tacks. You understand me? This is not brass tacks. And I'm going, listen, we need to find out about this. This cannot be allowed to happen. And they get away with it. They're getting away with beating the girls. When I heard you say beating the girls, not that it was right, I thought that, like they might get a belt and they give them a few little lashes. I didn't know you mean. Honestly,
No,
I don't
no,
know if
no,
I
no,
was like,
no.
I didn't know that beating mean like a man beat up a woman and pull her hair and
Yes,
thump
yes,
her and punch her in her belly and stand up in her chest. What?
yes, yes,
What?
yes. And
And you're
yes,
telling me our
and
female prime
yes,
minister is sitting there and
yes,
this is what is happening to our girls?
Marcia,
yes.
Marcia,
Yes, go ahead, Steve.
everything is interlinked when it's coming to Barbados, And let me say, listening to what this lady has been saying for well almost an hour now. To be honest with you, there's some big crimes that happen at this place that they're trying to cover up, Big crimes. Big crimes. This is serious. This is very, very serious. And a lot of people in Barbados do not understand the gravity of what's happening here and the interlink with ministers and the accomplices and so on. Even the lady that, well, the one that was with the minister, she is part of this crime, She's an accessory to this crime. And a lot of people don't think so. By opening your mouth and speaking the wrong thing, you're an accessory to this crime. Barbados people need to really sit down and look within, to be honest with you, to realize what's going on. These is crimes that have been committed against the Barbados public, very sinister crimes. Very, very sinister. This minister had no interest in sorting this problem out. Fact. His aim was to cover up this crime. All right? That's his aim, to cover it all up. Get it hidden.
Oh my God.
This is so big. This crime.
This is major. This is major, Monique. And this is major stuff. Honestly, this is no joke right here. I agree with you, Steve. Somebody need to go to jail for this. And that's what they're covering this thing up. That's what's a cover up.
Yeah.
I will say this. I drop a comment on CBC on Facebook to the girl Janelle that was on TV talking rubbish. And I asked her how much money did she get paid. as long as with some person else. I've got the information there that she sent to me, but then from there, she didn't answer. She went after some person, and I said to her, well, answer the question before. CBC or Janelle, whoever, which Janelle said later said it wasn't her, so it had to be somebody at CBC who flagged Facebook on me. After that, Janelle contacted me on Messenger. And I'm asking her, what did you get paid? And she said nothing. And she wrote me a whole long letter. And I said to her, very short and sweet, your time is gone. You are calling these young women liars. So no matter what you say in my eyesight, you are calling these young women liars. She's on Facebook. I've got I've got the messages. I've screenshot them. I've got them. So she cannot deny what I'm seeing here today. She was bought in to mislead she and the other young lady was bought in to mislead the Barbados public into going back to sleep. Oh, the minister is dealing with it. The minister never was dealing with it. He was covering it up or trying to cover it up. Nobody believes CBC anyway. CBC is part of this problem as well too. Let's be very, very real. This is a whole establishment problem. Whether it's media, down to government, down to president, down to prime minister, it's all intermixed. Do you know it? Do you know it? Do you know it very well?
A network, yeah.
It's a network.
It's true.
If they were working in somebody's company and they had done that, they would either be locked up or well, they would be in police custody by now.
That's what I'm saying. That this thing has happened, and instead of them being locked up, Monique was the one they fired her. Do you realize? Do we realize? I mean, this doesn't even make sense.
I know, but no, you know, they don't let. The problem is, right? I was reading it the other day. Somebody put up a statement about the black sheep. You understand? The black sheep is the one that break the norm, and she broke the norm, so she got treated like the black sheep.
No, this is wrong. This is totally, I mean, like totally wrong.
Marcia, let me stop you there, Marcia. Let me interject with you. Are wrong. To you, it may be wrong. To me, it may be wrong, but to the ministers, it's the right thing to do. Let's play some devil's advocate. Let's play some devil's advocate. They've got to protect their own interests. They are not about protecting the interests of the victim. Barbados is the only country in the world, or one of the only countries in the world, I would say, one of the only countries in the world that goes after the victim. All right? Then the perpetrator. Barbados does it every time because they are good at silencing the victim.
Right.
So we all got to realize we all need to, well, you need to put information there to find out from these victims what's going on, what really transpired. Because it's time for it can't be a better time than now than never, to be honest with you, that the victims come up and start speaking and let Barbados see the gravity of the sinister crime that's happening in Barbados.
That's the thing that has to happen, you know, that they have to. And I'm grateful for Monica, and although we did not get to hear Kia properly, but I believe that we need
she will be
we need to find a way to get that story out, because she is a living witness of she had a medical condition and they refused for 2 weeks, and she is in their care.
But Marcia, what better way to give you punishment? What better way to punish you to shut you up? What better way to punish you and shut you up? That's the best way they can punish you and shut you up.
Correct. Jacqueline said we could have a network doing the right thing, not the wrong thing, Jacqueline. And that's why I'm putting up the information that I put up there about women in action, and not just women in action, but there are other organizations. And I also know that Emmanuel, politically incorrect, if Real ISIS is still there, and can put up the page for politically incorrect, because they have been Emmanuel has been championing this cause.
But
and
Marcia,
I wanna give him the credit for that. And as a male, it's a powerful to see males do that. Steve
Right.
Moore has been doing that. Alex has been doing that as well. And
But
we are appreciative of them. And I want to tell
it,
you, if you want to get involved, try go to Emmanuel, be able to get you involved. Or you can also get involved with Women in Action, which Emmanuel, I believe we're all working together. That's a great thing, that there is a lot of synergy that's happening with the different groups,
Mhm.
and to do something. The point is, guys, don't let this is not brass tacks. This is not
Mhm.
brass tacks. Let's break that whole mentality. So we're not going
Marcia,
to come on here. 1 second, Steve. We're not going to come on here and just be talking. I don't, let's not be part of that.
Mhm.
Look, they're looking for volunteers. There's Women in Action .bb at gmail. If you're serious, and I know it's serious people that watch my show, it's real warriors, right? The
Mhm.
people that watch my show are real warriors. All right. So come, I want you to email that womeninaction.bb at gmail.com, and come on and try to help, because there are programs. They're looking. I got a message here, Steve. I'm gonna let you speak, but just hang on. And I see Kia is trying to get back in before we close. Okay. But there is a message here that we're looking at. We're also looking at solutions, right? Because we heard some
Yes.
problems. So we're about solution. And I'm trying to find the information. Okay. So it says here that we're collecting foodstuff and personal care items to give much needed assistance. And these are for those that have left the institution, and they don't have a lot of work. As Monique said, that some of them might not have the education and so on. And so we're trying to help them. I know in the way I am going to help, and in the way I am helping. Um, they're saying we would appreciate hearing from farmers and vegetable retailers as well, to be able to include as much non-processed food while giving nutritional support. So those of you like myself, you're a farmer, you have stuff you're selling, and you want to donate some of that to the young ladies, so they have nutritional food, not just a bunch of canned things. Let's give them something,
Yeah.
Monique, something that
Mhm.
that that
Yeah.
that it's not about of filling the belly, but it's nutritional. Okay. Yeah. So again, and the number to call 266-4276. I had the number up, or you could email. Okay. 266-4276. You can call to donate food stuff and personal items. And again, don't just give what you don't want, give something nutritious to them. Let's not be part of the problem, let's be part of the solution. Kia is back on. Kia, can we hear something from you? We're going to close in about 10 minutes. Kia, can we hear from you?
Good afternoon.
Hey, afternoon, Kia. I
I
want to
just
thank you.
listening because I started to feel about it. I take back about everything and thing.
Sometimes you get that fat after near 30 some years. I get that fat too. But you don't worry. Her internet really really poor.
Yeah, so
it's not.
what is she saying, Monique?
She said that thank you for something she was saying, and then she started to feel away. She started to feel away. So yeah, I tell her sometimes after near over 30 something years, I still feel that way with all this incident that came back up. I still feel the way too. Yeah, you get emotional.
Mm, mm,
And those two, let me tell you, see the two that was on TV the other night, CBC News.
Thank you,
mm,
They may get
that whole
emotional.
exactly how they feel at the moment, Jackson.
And she drop out again.
That's what
yeah.
a giant I think
Hmm.
when I see you, that way you used to respect you, cause at least you have emotion towards your other staff. They used to go like them ain't got no heart, or they're just doing it cause for the money, or but you used to show that you care and things and I respect you and things. I
Yeah.
just feel real about that. As a staff, I feel like I could have played a staff role better than the staff, some of the staff.
Wow.
Kiara,
And you know,
thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
she's so intelligent, and you know, this is a beautiful story. You know, Steve. Here it
Yeah.
is. Here it is. The janitor in the school is who was trying to help the girls. You believe that? The janitor in the
But
school.
Marcia, those ones that get that in the better positions, they don't get the positions because they work for it, you know. They get the
It's
positions because
true.
of a friend that know them.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, it's true.
And this is
It's
how
true.
Barbados has been run for the longest time. People in
Yes.
Barbados that are in positions ain't get that position because they work for it. They get that
Correct.
position because they
Correct.
know the minister or they know the manager or they know somebody to get them into that position.
Correct.
So they don't have a clue. Anyway,
It's
what I
true.
would say to you, Marcia, is that I've been speaking about this. I'm not using a platform for advertising, but I've been speaking about this with a DJ here in England. He got a show, internet show 246, and I've been speaking about all of these sort of things. We're even doing corruption in Barbados. That's what we were doing today. All week we've been doing corruption. We've even had Fred on the Fred Corbin on the show as well. So we're doing everything Barbados Thursdays and Saturdays. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so people in Barbados need to know and need to listen outside for the
Mm-hmm.
information rather than what they're getting from CBC
Mm-hmm.
Nation, Advocate, anything. We
And
need to
I
stop
agree
that.
with you. I agree with you, Steve.
And
And most importantly, is the action that follows the talk. I've
gonna
been
be it.
living here
I
for
can't
over
tell
20
me, right?
something years. And all I hear is this talking, talking, talking. We want people of action. Go ahead, Monique. You're a woman of action. Go ahead.
Yeah. I didn't hear the last. I didn't hear the last. You don't said.
No, I was saying that we don't we are going to continue to talk, but we don't want it to just be talk, talk, talk. We have to be a
No.
people of action. So there we're collecting, I believe the women in action.
Yeah. I heard
They
about
are
it.
collecting supplies and so on for some of the wards that have left,
Yeah.
former wards that might need a little help. And so
Mm-hmm.
the information is there for you to you know, people can donate to. They can also volunteer to come up with ideas and programs for the girls, right? I
Yeah.
think
I
that,
think type two,
go ahead.
type two or time two. Not cross you.
Tempo.
She supposed. Yeah. When she come back, we can start a little workshop for who want to come in and a healing process first. It's not all food as physical food. You know, it
Mhm,
gotta be spiritual. It is spiritual food. Some of
Right.
those girls really need it, know, because
mhm,
I could eat my belly full and I could still be hurted. I keep my belly full. I still cry
Right.
today.
mhm,
I could cry tonight. But and I mean, it's a long time coming. It could take it's not gonna take a year for some of these girls. I know another
mhm,
girl out there, the girl that was beaten, dry cake cough. I know her, and I mean, like she don't even want to come out and speak, you know, because
Right.
after going before a court and then for a magistrate to tell you this, I mean, little girl, stand up and tell you this, and don't believe you. You ain't
wow.
gonna want to come out and say anything. A lot of girls said they wanted to say things, but back then when they speak, nobody wasn't listening. You
Mhm,
know, wasn't
But first,
listening.
first
mhm,
of all, fear is the biggest problem of all. When you get over that fear, you will come out and speak, and then there will be action. People in Barbados have been putting fear in one another for too long by telling people to shut
Yeah,
your mouth. You don't want this, you don't want that. That's
lost
the
my job.
mentality.
Yeah,
You understand? People need
yeah,
to start and come out. There's no better time than now to come out and start speaking out. As I keep saying, they can't lock up everybody. They can't lock up the whole country. People
correct.
need to get up, get out of fear, and stop. Even if they're trying to make an example out of any person, that should be willing you on stronger. Just
Mhm,
because they make an example out of some person, people should be getting up now to that person's cause and to that
mhm,
person's aid. We need to stop berating people, victimizing the victims, and start standing with the victims and start moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
together as a collective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's a good note to end on, and just to say that the Women in Action, they're looking for volunteers, and to organize programs to help the girls. There's a Women in Action, but there's also Steve Skeet, the Street Gospel Ministry, and he has for 18 years. Monique, he has been working with the guys, and so
Mm,
he's had these homes that he keeps the guys that they stay at, on short-term stints with him, and they're doing so well, and he's going for 18 years. And one of the things he said to me, this is Steve Skeet. He says one thing that he made sure he didn't take anything from government in those 18 years. Not one red cent from government. He did it all privately. And I think that this is why I'm saying to us, let's get empowered, and not just to talk about it, but what can you do? What can you
correct.
do? Wherever you are watching me from today, you've heard this. What can you do? And if you're in Barbados, you can check Street Gospel Ministries. That's Steve Skeet. He's working with the men. Politically Incorrect has some other connections there as well.
Mm,
And they're doing, Emmanuel doing a fantastic job. And you can also volunteer at Women in Action, to come up with
mhm,
programs to help the girls, because I know these are people, the people I'm telling you about, these organizations are action organizations. They're not there to just have a conversation. And these two shows, my show and Political Incorrect, it's not brass tacks where you just come in, you come and you complain. All right, this is now a serious thing. All right, where we're looking now at trying to help these girls and
But
help
now,
the boys.
1 minute,
Okay.
Marcia. Now you mentioned brass tacks. I would
Yes.
advise the Barbadian public to stop phoning brass tacks. Brass tacks is doing nothing for the people apart from malicious gossip. That's what brass tacks is. Because
it's
if you're saying something that's out of script, they will cut you off. Stop
yeah,
going on brass tacks and airing your laundry, because nothing will be done. And the same ministers that you're speaking about are going to stay up and laugh at you and call you a clown and so on. So stop going on brass tacks. Stop it. Even the moderator, that Peter Wickham and so on, he's just a stooge pigeon. It's just the truth. Stop wasting your time on brass tacks, licking your mouth. Nothing will happen.
it's
Mm-hmm.
true.
Correct. I agree. It's time that we do action. Monique, I'm going to give you the final word. And because, yeah, we're so gone over time. Monique, can you give
Um,
us a final word before we go? What
well,
you want
my
to say to
my
the people?
my final word, not my word. It ain't gonna be final, but my word is my word is that we come together. Them forming a network of evil and demonic things. Let me come together. Let me come together and form a network, love and peace for those girls. And not only girls that have left the school, the girls now that down there in psychiatric hospital, we going when them come, I think women are actually gonna be ready for them to work with them. And we haven't left. I haven't forgotten those. I haven't forgotten those. But what am I going to say? As I say, the minister is listening. The prime minister listen. What else do I have to say? Put things into action. That's what you say.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes
Well,
it's just her talking.
yes.
Put some action. We put some action into it, and good action, and positive energy into it.
Oh, wow.
So that's
Excellent.
my final word. Because we have that's my word. Start final,
That
but
just
word
final.
correct. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Well, thank
yes.
you so much, Monique, for coming on and bearing your heart with us. This has been so powerful, so enlightening
Thank Steve too.
today.
Yes. Hmm.
Yes, and thank you, Steve,
Yes.
for coming on and for
Men, yes.
sticking with it.
And,
Steve is a
and
stickler.
Kiara, yes. Hmm.
Yes, and Kiara and Kia, she's right here. And
Yes.
I don't know if she can hear me. Thank you for coming on, and we will be in touch, young lady. We're going to be in touch. We're going to stay in touch. We're going to stay in touch, and we are going to, whatever we can do, whatever connections. Listen, we're forming a network here, And to
Yes.
Deborah, Michelle, and Kathy Ann, and Tempu, and everybody.
Veronica and
Yes, everybody
Raquel
who,
and every, yeah.
yes, Carmela Charles, who's watching here, Real Isis, every Latoya, everybody, Kathy Ann, everybody who is watching. I can't call everybody's name. Let me tell you something. I know that what you've heard today has had an impact on you, and it's you're not leaving here this program the same. Right, I know that, and with that, I know that you're going to find some way to get in touch with some organization, or it could be through your church, but you're going to do something for these girls. I know that this program is not in vain today. Something is good is going to happen for these girls. I am so excited because I know something great is happening. So thank you again, and we're going to keep in touch, Monique. We're going to keep in touch, Kia. And to everybody, please share this live, share the YouTube link, share the Facebook page, and let people know, and let them know how they can get involved and make a difference. God bless you all. Have a lovely,
Peace and
lovely
love.
Saturday.
Peace and love. Blessings. Bye bye.